Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Fiona.
I'm Jonathan, and welcome back to today's broadcast, where we will be talking more about sustainability of food wastage with respect to hawkers in Singapore.
We will be going down to hawker centers and bringing to you exclusive interviews with local hawkers, both the experienced and those that have just started their businesses, as well as Mr. Eng from the National Environment Agency.
In addition, we will also have a video interview with local company Waste Free with both Ms. Erickson, professional IT analyst, as well as Ms. Smith, the company executive director.
So without further ado, let's take a look at the local hawker scene.
Food waste is one of the biggest waste streams in Singapore, and the amount of waste generated has grown by 30% over the last 10 years. However, the National Environment Agency has partnered with a team of young entrepreneurs who think that they can contribute to tackle this problem. Mr. Eng, what is the perspective of the National Environment Agency on this issue?
Food waste is created in Singapore every single day from our food cycle, from production, distribution, retail to consumption. And the wastage is unfortunately due to several reasons, such as food spoilage due to improper storage or handling, edible food thrown away because it does not look nice or has expired, food discards or leftovers during cooking, and when we can't finish our food, etc. Many initiatives have been brought up to us which target food wastage at the consumer end, but this new initiative aims to target food wastage at the source, and that is to minimize raw food ingredient wastage. I think that it is a very fresh take on the food wastage issue, and NEA is very pleased to work with such passionate and bright young people.
Mr. Xiang, could you tell us what problems you face when trying to store raw ingredients?
Yeah, so the problem now is that sometimes I don't even know how much food I'll be able to sell. You see, on good days I sell about 120 bowls of my prawn mee, but on bad days when weather hot or raining, I only sell 60 bowls. But anyway, I still buy about 20 kg of prawn a day for 6 days a week. So sometimes I left too much, keep in fridge lor. If by 1-2 days still cannot sell, then no choice, got to throw away lah.
Now, let's check in with professional IT analyst Mr. Erickson, who has been a key advisor to the entrepreneurial team, and see what he thinks of the system and its potential for the future.
Thank you so much for having me. So the broad idea is that we will create a central on-site storage system where hawkers can order and store raw ingredients. The first sustainable action here is trying to predict and balance customers' demand and the amount of ingredients that hawkers need to satisfy them. This is to ensure that hawkers do not have excess ingredients that they will eventually throw away, leading to a dramatic cut in food waste. This is made possible by using sensor data and machine learning. Another very important sustainable action arising from our service is the economies of scale that is created by having bulk purchases from combining orders of different hawkers. Getting bulk purchase for fast expiring products is quite hard, especially for small businesses, and often not an option. We've created the opportunity of doing such purchasing, leading to a financial incentive for using our service. So basically, two sustainable values are getting created. The first one being environmental in terms of food waste reduction, and the second one being financial in terms of cost reduction for hawkers. For our future outlook, in the first 2 years, we will aim to make it economically viable and sustainable. By our third year, we do aim to make it efficient in terms of administration and maintenance, to make it a self-sustaining system that does not need any supervision. Eventually, we do hope to spread our service to all major hawker centers in Singapore by our 4th year of operation.
Thank you, Mr. Erickson. As we can see, the technical aspect of this project are well thought through. So, we have talked to local experienced hawkers about the system that we are implementing, and the results are very promising. There are good feedbacks about the central storage systems, and the hawkers are very receptive towards it. This not only helps them to keep their ingredients fresher, but also able to save costs from wastage. But what about the implementation process? Ms. Smith, how will it be implemented and monitored to ensure long-term success?
Speaking of implementation monitoring, our team will constantly review the hawker centers manage resources displayed in algorithms and machines. If these machines have emergencies where the amount of ingredients falls below the 30% threshold, a message is automatically sent to the suppliers. Besides that, our system's hardware will be maintained and checked on a weekly weekly basis to ensure its automatic implementation and its effectiveness. Most importantly, we plan to provide workshops prior to installation for hawkers to get used to the new system. In the infancy of our system, hawkers can still get the supplies from their own individual suppliers. But after a few weeks' time, our team will have to ensure that they are well educated and will gradually shift to rely on the system.
For our project, we identified the main factors of the cost and revenue streams. We also considered the credibility aspect to increase our integrity. An example is winning the Eco-Friend Award because we are making a difference to Singapore's environment.
Now, this sounds like a viable and promising undertaking which will hopefully help tackle raw ingredient food wastage, not just in S11 Eating House, but all over Singapore and ultimately worldwide.